I was never told I was beautiful. Never could be beautiful, only sexy. Never a wife, only a lover. Never a mother, just a baby mama. Never a giver, just a gold digger. I was never told I was beautiful. So now I am the mad black woman. Where are the bodies? So in honor we can bury the bodies of thousands of Africans thrown off of slave ships whose voyage is unforgettable even today. Where are the bodies? So in honor we can bury the bodies of hundreds of indigenous women stolen and missing, and their bodies go unnoticed without a police investigation. Where are the bodies of young black men sold to a prison industrial complex? Young men who still walk with the glow of God in their eyes, and who will tell the stories of young women? Who will say they are brilliant and gifted and talented and loved and supported and strong, always strong, humble and strong, silent and strong, tired and strong, too strong, too strong, too strong, too strong. And now I am the strong black woman. The disease of strength does not allow us to ask for help. The disease of strength does not allow us to cry or grieve. It does not allow us to adequately heal, and so we tell our stories to make the struggle bearable. Black women must write. It is never enough. Black women have to write more. Black women are not supposed to exist. Our voices were never meant to be heard. And so when we speak ourselves into being. We speak ourselves into existence.
Dub poetry gave me something to hold on to in terms of pride and joy and celebration of myself. Yeah.
Back in the days, baby, back in the days, baby, back in the days, days. I said, back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the days when I was young, I said, back in the days when I was young.
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 I sit and wish I was a kid again. Yeah.
I sit and wish I was a kid again.
Wish I was a kid again.
I sit and wish I was a kid again.
A girl child.
Wish I was a kid again.
A girl child.
Wish I was a kid again.
A girl child.
I sit and wish I was a kid again.
A girl child.
Back in the days.
A girl child.
Back in the days.
A girl child.
Back in the days.
A girl child.
Pom, pom, pom. Pom, pom, pom.
An African, as black, as woman, as young, growing up in a North American diaspora, I know that I've been stripped of my native tongue. We don't speak our traditional languages. I speak English.
What people have always done, I mean, all languages come out of this process, is when you put people together, a new language is birthed. And the hierarchical structure that colonization has left is that, of course, the masses language is on top, and then as you go down the ladder, down the ladder, down the ladder, there's these splinterings of these so-called bastardized languages, these patois or these creoles or whatever else they call them. They are emerging languages is what they are, or they are the people's languages, or they are nation languages.
English is a father tongue. It is a colonial, patriarchal, imperialist tongue. And so we have to dismantle that language. We have to bend it and move it and manipulate it and disrupt that language in order to articulate ourselves outside of white control. That is the essence of hip-hop. And every single time a black woman does that, It is an act of courage. I was born from my mama's womb. I kicked out with an afro pick in the strength of the maroon. I was born from my mama's womb. From Jewsville to Jamrock. Our revolution is strong like the energy from a dreadlock. I don't want to be pure and innocent. Those are words constructs from colonizers' lips. It's obvious. Patriarchal codes of conduct have seeped through a white feminist construct, and internalized self-hatred erupts. I am liberated, but my liberation has limitation. Wear white down the wedding aisle, wear white, but I done fuck so much already. Am I still your God's child? Value systems were never based on objective truths. Value systems are invented by invisible men in black suits. I represent the prostitute liberation army. I represent the tough girl, the welfare girl, the poor dyke bitch who still gets raped in the bottom of your government housing building. We contradict. It's part of being authentic. I rock dashikis while getting wasted on Canadian brew. I'm that pure African queen in fishnets too. We contradict. So when I spit a righteous poem, then go to the club to wine to reggae dub with those beers in my hand, I still know exactly who it is I am. We speak our names to remember ourselves. We speak the names of loved ones who have passed. We speak the names of freedom fighters who have lived. We speak the names of our ancestors. We speak the names of spirits guiding our universe. We speak our names to remember ourselves.
I hold storytelling sacred because there's an incredible magic and power that happens in the process of storytelling. It might be unexplainable, but it's definitely mystical.
I'm meant to be heard. I'm meant to be heard. I could put my poetry into writing, but it would lose a degree of magic. It could document the words, but not the energy. And performance connects me to a lineage of ancestors who understood that there's something so sacred about the spoken word. You know, we took our knowledge and we recorded it in our memory and we passed it down orally.
It's crucial that anyone who is speaking speaks on their own behalf. I fundamentally believe that. I can only know the people around me through my own lenses, and that's true for everybody. So this idea of objective doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be represented by anybody else. I can represent myself. I can tell my own stories. I also don't need to go out there and appropriate people's stories.
Where people could not speak truths, they would sing. Where people could not build armies, they would dance. Where languages were forbidden, new ones were formed. Even when these art forms did not lead to direct revolution, they led to the birth of new art forms and stories. Poetry is resistance that impacts cultural and social expansion. Poetry is storytelling. Hip-hop is storytelling. The medium for a generation of people that can write their own discourse, their own stories. Poetry is as important 800 years ago as it was to Aimé Césaire and the Negritude movement and to the youth living in Toronto, Tehran, Addis Ababa, Baghdad, and Kingston. Poetry allows us to always expand. Poetry gives us the ability to connect with ourselves, with our resiliency, creating spaces and opportunities for us to move forward.